Hello and welcome to Adam versus Adam. I am Adam and I am joined by Adam and by Adam. If that's all a bit too much for you, do not worry, as this Sunday the dust has settled on WrestleMania. Not only will we have an undisputed WhatCulture heavyweight champion, but one of the men flanking me will be known legally as Plumpy. The last ever Adam versus Adam. The titles are on the line. We have 13 predictions to get through.
Just before we start, why are you wearing a WCPW shirt, mate? You're not the general manager anymore.
I'm wearing a WCPW shirt because, as of Monday, you will be General Manager Plumpy.
Do you want to go?
Do you want to go?
We'll get to that.
No, we're going to go.
Enough bickering, boys. Boys. 13 predictions. We'll start with those immediately. We're opening with the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Adam the Blompier. Who have you got and why?
I have Braun Strowman. To me, he's the only logical choice. He is a monster amongst men. Braun.
Adam Pachi.
Mojo Rawley. He doesn't get hyped. He stays hyped. And he is the future of professional wrestling.
Next up is the Cruiserweight title. Adam Pachi.
Adrian Neville, a.k.a. Neville. He's having a really great run of it. He's actually making the Cruiserweight division mean something. And I don't think the audience are familiar enough with Austin Aries yet. And that's why. Plumpy?
I'm also going for Neville. I would have gone for Aries if it was on the main show, but I think Neville is going to screw Austin Aries out of it, and Austin Aries will win it at Payback.
The SmackDown Women's title 6-pack challenge. Adam Blompier.
Nene. I feel the glow. I'm sure you feel the glow.
Right now I do, yes.
I think she returned on the SmackDown Go Home. I think she's going to reclaim her title in her hometown to become SmackDown Women's Champion.
Adam Pachi.
I'm also going for Naomi. She's looking super hot right now. And not like that. Come on. Show some respect. Naomi's winning it. And I don't know why you've copied my prediction there.
AJ Styles, Shane McMahon. A match surrounded in intrigue. But who have you got?
I have the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. Because if he loses to Shane McMahon, I'm going to kill myself. Frankly, it didn't make sense for him to lose last year. If he can't beat a McMahon, and not only a McMahon, the man with the worst working punches in professional wrestling, if he can't beat that man, then frankly we're all doomed.
Adam Pachi.
I'm going for the phenomenal one, Shane McMahon.
Why?
Good variety in this so far.
Because there is. Because he's going heel. AJ is naturally becoming face because he's so good. You can't continue booing a guy who is that damn good. And Shane McMahon is going to be the one to spark that face turn. Shane's going to come off something massive. He's going to come off the roller coaster or something. It's what he does. Drop the elbow. Shane's winning.
Miz, Maurice, Cena, Nikki Bella. Or as WWE are calling it, Team Cena versus Team Miz, which is obviously loaded with problems. Adam.
This is the one where I am taking a risk. I'm going for Miz and Maurice. Betting against Cena at WrestleMania is a fool's game, but I have reasons. Cena is leaving after WrestleMania for a while. The Miz is staying. Cena said he was going to crush The Miz and that he didn't see him as a challenge. If Cena then beats The Miz, then The Miz is, well, frankly, f***ed. Also, I think Miz is on the hottest streak of his career, and if they have him beat Cena, Cena can still propose to Nikki, and they're going to still be the story, while Miz also gets the joy and the prestige of beating John Cena. It has to be The Miz. It has to.
No guts, no glory. Adam?
We're kind of taking it as Cena is going to propose to Nikki Bella. That's sort of a given at this point. I really hope it happens, otherwise we're going to look very silly. I'm going for Cena and Nikki because if Miz and Maurice win, it doesn't make much sense in that, okay, we lost the match, but hey, runner-up prize, I'll marry you.
All right.
Which is why Cena is winning, and also because his name is John Cena, and it's WrestleMania. But I do think The Miz is going to come out looking very strong, and you're right, he is currently undergoing the hottest run of his career. He's fantastic.
wanted to.
Let me paint a picture for you. Total Bellas. We know that this is going to culminate in like the series finale of Total Bellas. That's what this whole match is for. All the women are backstage watching this match, and then suddenly, oh no, Mariz, that's what their tag team name is. They somehow managed to pull out a cheap win. Everyone backstage watching the monitor in Total Bellas is like, no, how could this happen? And then you start to hear the low rumblings of romantic music. Nikki's just like, she's standing in the middle of the ring. She can't believe she lost her last match. What's going to happen now? She turns around. John Cena's on his knee. Suddenly the music swells. Everything has been redeemed. That is television, my friend, and that is why you're not a general manager anymore.
I know you like to do the fantasy booking stuff, and you know it's very popular. People like it, and you went to drama school. You're able to do that stuff. You know how narrative works.
Yes.
However, it's John Cena, it's WrestleMania, and what you just explained is a fantasy, my friend.
The tag team match for the Raw belt, suspended above a ladder at whatever height I'm sure we'll be told it is. We have Enzo and Cass versus The Club versus Sheamus and Cesaro. Adam Blanc.
The Club. And let me explain why. First of all, they've been booked really, really badly and they need it. Second of all, everyone's talking about the fact that we're going to see the Hardys at Mania. That it's been reported on a bunch of different news sites. Chances are they're not going to be in the match because they'd have just done a ladder match the night before. But I think if the Club win, they're like, we're the masters of the ladder match. Out come the Hardys. That match is made for payback.
Adam Pacini.
I think that you're right that the Club do kind of need the win, but I think also the ship has kind of already sailed for those guys now. People that are so uninterested, but you know who people are even more uninterested in at the moment, and that is Enzo and Cass. And I think WWE management are probably panicking a bit, and I think they're just going to whack the belts on Enzo and Cass, give them a big, nice WrestleMania win in the hopes that people are going to start to care again. There's your mic back.
Thank you. The Intercontinental Championship, we've got Baron Corbin's massive stomach versus Dean Ambrose's massive forehead. Which one have you got?
I got Big Boy Belly B Corpse.
Yep.
I think he's been built really, really strongly. Elimination Chamber, he looked good. He's from the Rumble, he's looked great. And I think that culminates at WrestleMania with him toppling the lunatic fringe, Dean Ambrose, to become your new Intercontinental Champion.
Adam Pacini.
You know, I think you're making a good point, and I originally had Corbin for this one because Ambrose has, I believe, defended the title once in about 60 days. It's a, you know, after Miz did so much with the IC title, making it mean an awful lot, Ambrose has done nothing with it. I also think that WWE management are still behind Ambrose. I just think he's picking up the win here.
An unsanctioned match. Gasp. Triple H versus Seth Rollins. Adam Pacini.
Rollins. It's WrestleMania. Trips is going to put him over. It's a nice story. Everybody's into it. Rollins is winning because Triple H isn't going to wrestle again anytime soon. It'll be a few months.
A man who famously loses these matches at WrestleMania. Adam Blanc.
He lost the last match. I'm not sure he's going to lose this match, but I am still going with Rollins because I think Triple H will bring out the sledgehammer, then he'll bring out the Samoan, and out will come the Demon to help Seth Rollins. I think we're seeing Finn Balor returning at WrestleMania to aid his best friend, the man who injured him, Seth Rollins.
Are you worried at this stage that your desire to fantasy book everything's going to cost you big in this?
I can't compromise who I am. If that means I lose the rights to this title and the rights to my name in the service of good storytelling, that's a price I'm willing to pay, my friend.
Best of luck. The Raw Women's Championship, we have Nia Jax versus Charlotte versus Bayley versus Sasha Banks. Anything could happen. But what is going to happen? That was well timed.
Anything can happen in the WWE. We know this. However, they have been really, really strongly plugging a Sasha heel turn. I don't think we're going to get maybe the full heel turn, but I do think Sasha's winning. I think Charlotte and Nia will take themselves out of the game. And I think it's going to come down to Sasha versus Bayley. Is Sasha going to turn? Maybe not. Maybe that's just going to slow build. But I think Sasha's walking away with it. It's either Sasha or Bayley, but I'm leaning towards Sasha.
Would you agree?
Obviously not.
No.
No.
Fantasy booking man is incorrect once again. It's weird because the underdog in this story is the biggest dog in the fight, and that is Nia Jax. People aren't taking her seriously, which is why she's picking up the win, and she's going to hold the title for some time.
Interesting. The most hotly talked about match on the card, IMHO. Roman Reigns versus The Undertaker. Now, if you could be succinct, although I suspect it's not possible with this, who have you got?
I'll be succinct. It's Roman, and he's not turning heel. And all of you people are going to be super pissed off, and you're going to leave your comments, and it's going to be great.
Your thoughts?
I think the Roman Empire is going to reign supreme, and I think that the garden belongs to the big dog.
The Garden.
Yes, it's his garden now, and he's digging one big hole for the guy who digs 29 holes, and he's the dog now.
Keep
in
going.
his yard.
Keep going. Plumpy.
Dog
Keep going.
that is the biggest dog
Massive.
is going to run the garden with the guy who isn't a big garden. He's not a small garden. He's the yard.
Yeah.
Roman big dog. Woof woof. Bad boy.
Tell them
Long
to
hair.
subscribe. And
Subscribe.
leave a comment. Like, share.
At Adam the Blompier. At Adam.
WWE United States Championship, being defended in the United States, fittingly enough.
How ironic.
How ironic. Chris Jericho versus his former best friend, Kevin Owens. Head or heart?
I don't know which it is, you know.
That's
But-
you're going to need to.
I'm going with Jericho because he's around for one more month, and otherwise he'll have nothing to do. But it probably makes sense that it's... I don't want to be called Plumpy. Jericho.
Adam Blompier.
With that, you have just signed your own death warrant, and you have signed it with the name Plumpy. Owens is obviously going to win here. I think he will defend his United States title against Jericho, and he will send Jericho away for good to be in his cool band. I think Owens is definitely your new United States champion come the end of WrestleMania.
WWE Championship, the big one, although not quite the big one. Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt. How do you spell it?
I mean, you talk about head versus heart.
You do.
It's an age-old dilemma. It's the conflict that resides within us all. Ultimately, I think Randy Orton's probably going to walk out with the title. I think that's what's going to happen because he's probably been owed it from SummerSlam. That's what everyone's talking about. The odds are in Randy Orton's favour, but this is Bray Wyatt's year. This is Bray Wyatt's time. After being booked shockingly at every WrestleMania he's been on, I think this is finally the time they do right by Bray Wyatt. His run as champ doesn't just go a month. I think he's going to retain with the help, maybe, of some family members.
Adam Pacitti. Finally.
Randy Orton. You said that Orton was owed something from getting his face pummeled in by Brock Lesnar at last year's SummerSlam. And he did get that, you know, and that was the Royal Rumble win. But I don't know, there's something in me that just... I want to be wrong on this. I'm sticking with Orton, but I do want to be wrong. Orton. Viper.
We were in
You
Florida.
think Viper's going to win the WWE? She could. She's a WCPW original.
Get on with it.
Wasn't funny. As we're in Florida, America's spiritual home of old people having one last day in the sun. Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg. Who have you got and why?
They say that Vince doesn't like to end WrestleMania with the fans going home not happy. And that's true, you know. But there's one thing that I think we can rely on, and that's Goldberg, you know, is not going to stick around. I think he's done, you know, and I honestly think it's Lesnar's time to take it to SummerSlam. I think he's going to do that, you know, and I think ultimately they'll have to find some way of making everyone happy at the end when Lesnar wins, has his arm raised, you know, and maybe some sort of post-match spear. Maybe Goldberg can walk out on his own 2 feet, but you put me up against the wall, you know, and let me just say, it's going to be Lesnar. You know.
Adam Pacitti, last year the title came down to the main event.
I don't know where you were going with that. You talk about the happiness of the crowd, which is something I certainly don't care about. The crowd aren't really going to be especially happy either way, because they don't like Goldberg, and they're not that keen on Lesnar either. However, it doesn't really make much sense for Goldberg to trounce Lesnar twice and then a super competitive match, and then Lesnar to win. Because why didn't he just do it the first 2 times? I don't really understand the story there. I'm going with Bill Goldberg, and then he's going to hold it for another 3 months, and then he'll drop it. And hopefully he'll be around a little bit more. I think he's sticking around, and I think everyone's also going to be surprised at just how long Goldberg can go. As long as he doesn't headbutt any walls or doors before he comes out, he's gonna give you 15 minutes, and everybody's going to be upset either way. But Goldberg's winning.
There we have it. 13 matches. The winner unites the belt. The loser is called Plumpy. Is actually called Plumpy.
Yes.
It's not getting any less ridiculous than what we said.
No.
Plumpy. Gentlemen, if our analytics are anything to go by, our audience is quite impressionable, and I think the bitterness of this rivalry is leaving a sour taste in everybody's mouth. Jack did not die for this. So I'm going to have to impose on you a cordial, respectful handshake before we can commence.
No way.
Absolutely.
No.
Afraid absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely.
No, I'm not shaking his hand.
I'm going to take these belts off you both. The winner will get them both back. You'd be both so kind as to shake hands and allow everybody to see that deep down, this is still fun.
Good luck. Come on, I'm being the bigger man here.
Jesus! You love it!
There's alligators in here! What are you doing?
Come on down to Dr. P. Phillips Community Park at 1 p.m. on Monday, the day after WrestleMania, to see one of us be renamed Plumpy and egged in public. We're going to be bringing plenty of eggs, but bring some more yourself.